Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington. It's the 2024 Seattle Snooker Open. We're in moving day today. It's the beginning of the knockout round. We've got a great matchup starting off today. Stephen Wong, who won the U.S. National Championships here a couple years ago, taking on Ox's own Christian Youngers. It's David Burney in the booth, and I'm joined by English's Jack Lloyd. How you doing, Jack?
Thank you, Bernie. Jake, not
Jake,
Jack. But
sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Jake, Jack. There's a Jacob in there as well. My apologies.
That's okay. I'm happy to be in the booth.
Fantastic.
Would be happier on the table.
Sure, how did you find the tables here at Ox and all the conditions?
They're very... Yeah, the places I play, you don't get tables like this. So it's fantastic to have somewhere that you've only got a high standard of table to play on.
It's not a good opener there for Christian.
I was trying to thread it through.
Yeah, definitely. We were having a little friendly match last night, and Christian was doing quite a great job of potting both right and left-handed.
Yeah. Don't think he's got the cover.
And you can find us on Ox's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV channels. Feel free to send us any comments or questions. Let us know where you're tuning in from. It's a great global game snooker is, so we like to hear who we're reaching out to. And Jake played in the tournament, so if you have any questions for him from a player's perspective, he's joining me in the booth this afternoon, or this morning, I should say.
Those couple of shots will probably help him settle down after. It's a good idea. Get some points on the board. Don't try anything too flashy early on. Don't know if you can get through to this one.
Yeah, you finding it, the first match of the day, the tournament, the adrenaline's kind of going, you're just, really pumped up. You got to kind of settle yourself a bit.
Yeah, and you're on this table in particular. It was the same for me yesterday. I was first match on the streaming table, so you start imagining that people are actually watching this beyond who's in the room or. But really, my first goal is just to get some points on the board, and then I settle down. So if I miss the first couple of pots, it starts to build the pressure, which I think is that Stephen's missed 2 now.
Yeah, when you're missing pots early on, it's you kind of question yourself, why am I here? What's going on? I can't, seem to find any form.
I was put out of the tournament by Christian, so he manages the game well.
Yeah, I definitely feel if Stevens to err a little bit and leave Christian in the balls, Steven might be sitting for a while just with a long pot like that.
Yeah. Shame he's... At least he's not completely snookered. Even safety from here isn't straightforward.
Yeah, what are you feeling here? What's your, as a player, what are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I think he's got to probably come off the blue, try and leave it up there behind the yellow perhaps. Or maybe try and keep the blue potable, so maybe that sort of pace. Yeah, something like that. Just think from that side of the table there's fewer options. And with the red near the left cushion as we look at it, difficult to escape on that side. That's a good touch.
Yeah, I thought Stephen might be baiting Christian a little bit into taking maybe a long red on the right side, but it's good to see that over the years Christian's snooker brain has developed nicely and knew just run and hide. Definitely knows the ability of Stephen.
Yeah, that was an interesting. I'm not sure that's how he intended that to go. But I guess with the black sort of out of commission, it's not straightforward to get on anything. Perhaps pink, if he can cannon one of those reds. If the pink won't respot here, I'm not sure. Maybe the black is. Can you see the black spot? Is it covered?
It is tough to tell a little bit.
Yeah. It might even end up on the blue spot. No, it goes back on.
Yeah, this is good stuff for Christian. You know, doesn't want to get Stephen to wake up. Thanks for the note, Chris. Hopefully
Yeah, see.
Jake is coming through.
Let us know if that's worked.
We just did a little mic adjustment. It's Jake's first time in the booth, so, you know, he's getting the ropes of it.
Yeah. Interesting if he decides to take on a tougher pot or just takes his points and looks like he's going for it.
Bit unfortunate there.
Yes. Looking at the angle of it, he's going to find it difficult to get on a colour if he takes on the one that's over the pocket, so I imagine he'll go for one of the other ones. Unless he tries to affect the black. That's well played. Just got right side of the blue.
Yeah, Stephen runs the Embassy Billiards down in San Gabriel, California, just outside of Los Angeles proper. And last year they had the U.S. Nationals, and again this year they'll be hosting the U.S. Nationals in the latter part of November. So if you want to enter that tournament, head over to snookerusa.com. There should be all the information. And Stephen was a runner-up last year. Lost to Darren Taylor, son of the great David Taylor.
Really? Do you have to be American to enter the US
You
Nationals?
do, yes. For the national tournaments in North America, the U.S. Nationals, the Canadian Nationals, you do have to be a Canadian or an American citizen. There might be something with certain landed immigrants. Not sure about all that, but hopefully we're seeing more and more growth. So I think they're going to start doing more U.S. Open, Canadian Open, and then when you put Open in there, that means anybody can play.
Right. It would be fantastic to have more representation in the tour from US and Canada. So I imagine events like that are really giving people a chance to build up to that level of.
Yes, I definitely we're seeing a regrowth in Canada. That's what we're trying to do, and as well in America, more growth because there wasn't history there. Canada obviously had great players like the 1980 world champion Cliff Thorburn, Bill Werbeniuk that wasn't afraid of any logger, and Turk Stevens who played like a hurricane. So the history is there in Canada, but America doesn't have it. So hopefully, with more of these streams that we do and more events across these countries, people get excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Would have liked to have stuck that cue ball on the cushion, but it's fairly safe. It'll take a good pot to get out of danger. Oh. Say, the reds are fairly well set. The colours are well placed for a good break here. Needs to get on the first one, but
Yeah, he was going for it there. See if Christian can capitalize on that.
yeah. I'm sure he'd love to get on the black within a couple of shots and get that back on his spot.
Ooh. That's a bit unfortunate. Definitely like to get his DeLorean and go back in time and retake that shot.
Yeah.
Because you can't give Stephen Wong too many opportunities. He really will jump on them.
There's a beautiful pot, lovely noise of the red hitting the back of the pocket. One of my favourite noises. but he would have preferred to be 4 inches higher, so he could come off the blue without having to go around the table.
So we do have a active chat while we do have those broadcasts. That might be a good question to put out to our audience there. What do you prefer, the smack of the ball hitting the leather or the little jingle when it drops into that mesh pocket?
I
You know that Jack likes the smacking of the leather, so we'll see what the audience thinks out there. Hopefully things are sounding a little bit better, Chris, for Jack's mic.
Yeah, do let us know. Indeed, let me know if you want me to be turned off completely.
Oh, no, you're doing fine.
Good opportunity here to score some points. You could rack up. You know. They're nicely set. It's almost like a practice routine.
Yeah, I'm not sure Chris exactly was alluding to, just the co-commentator here, a little bit low in volume. Maybe when we have a little bit of a break. Obviously our streaming producer is on the table right now, doing a wonderful job of putting a break together.
Commentator's curse right there. I've adjusted the position again, so let's see if that helps. I thought it doesn't have to do too much for really the next red. Black on the spot. Yeah, big chance for Stephen here to get in front.
Ooh.
It's the easy ones that get you sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Christian's really got to pounce on this chance. The ability of Stephen, you know, he just knows that if he doesn't take his chances, he's going to be sitting for a while. These are tough tables, tight pockets. Cloth is making it run like a skating rink.
First match of the day, so the eyes are still getting used to it.
Is there a preference for you when you want to, what time you would like to play a match in a tournament?
Every tournament I've been in, I end up on the first match of the day. I think I would probably like to try starting a bit later, maybe having a knock around early, and then. But I haven't noticed that I play better at any time. I think maybe it's just my eyes seem to be a little worse in the morning when you get down maybe after, if you're the next shot after the break, and you've got to see get a thin edge or something. It could be.
Yeah, they always say there's some great late night drama in the game of snooker, but over here in North America with the amateur scene, we're very fortunate that a lot of these clubs open up early so we can get in before the general public gets in to get a good jump on the tournament, as we know that this game can take some time.
Yeah. So I was at the 2022 Seattle Open. I think I played one day I played my first match at 9, and I agreed with one of my other opponents to stay on late. And it was actually quite nice to play. I think we played until about 1 a.m. to finish off. Looks like you've got Darren in the chat. Who knows you?
Yes, our good friend Darren Taylor, who is the current U.S. national champion.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, Darren. Looking forward to seeing you again at Embassy Billiards for this year's installment of the U.S. Nationals.
Oh, that's well played. I think he's got some angle to get nearer to the yellow. So just yellow required to leave snookers or snooker.
Yes, agreed, Darren. Connor looks pretty good, and his opponent yesterday, Adam. Both players definitely know their way around the table, and it was an exciting match to watch. And I think there were some bold predictions of if the draw works out, those two could make it into the Final Four, but lots of great players still in the tournament.
I miscalculated the score then. So 23 behind, 25 on, so for Christian, he does need everything, but they're all available. It's got that green, very, very good length. Yeah. A bit of patience for Stephen, just wait for a chance to want this one. But I don't expect Christian to miss at the first opportunity either, so. That was an unexpected miss there. That's another good safety from Christian to keep himself.
Yeah, a lot of great diversity also in this tournament, as Connor and Charlie Brown both are coming down from Canada. Connor in action this morning as well. Steve Barry has traveled from Portland, where he used to live.
Yeah.
And we also have Christian Clay and Barry, who started playing pool, but now they've transferred over to the game of snooker as well. And as we mentioned, Stephen Wong on our feature table from LA down at Embassy Billiards. And Dave Daly used to live in Ireland, but now makes up his residence here in America. And Prathamesh Sawant, who joined me in the booth yesterday, he's in action, coming from India, but living in the States. Darren Taylor, my co-commentator, is Jake Lloyd, sorry.
Jake Lloyd, that's okay. I stopped correcting after the first one.
Darren's asking, are you from Manchester?
I'm not, no. I'm a bit of a mutt. I was born in Norwich, and I lived in West Wales for 20 years. So, and at the moment I live in Bath. So really a bit everywhere. I've never adopted any accent.
No real one city. You're just English through and through.
Yeah. I tend to sound Welsh if I'm in Wales or speaking to people who are Welsh.
Might have got a bit of a break there.
Oh, that's a good part. So that'll leave Christian needing a snooker, I believe.
True, and still in this phase of the tournament, if they are on the colors and more than 2 snookers are required, it is a concession.
So it's at 2 snookers now, I believe. Yeah, so that will be.
Well, Christian definitely had his chances in this first frame. Just the strong play of Stephen Wong has come to shine here.
Yeah.
So pink doesn't matter. So Stephen Wong takes this first frame in a best-of-5 match in the last 16. I'm going to step aside for a few moments, but we'll be back with frame 2. And we're back here at the 2024 Seattle Snooker Open. It's the second frame between Stephen Wong and Christian Youngers. Bit surprised. I've never seen really a break shot going to the pink.
Yeah, he must have got a little extra spin on that. He's going to be happy with how it's turned out, I think. Being hampered by the green.
Very nice containing safety there.
He will also be happy with how the whites ended up there.
Not a bad idea there by Christian.
Not at all. The only one he could leave was the one he was playing, and he hasn't left it. Not a straightforward way to use it either. That's well played. Looks like he's got just left one red that you can see. Have to avoid the pink to get back up to balk.
Was he baiting Christian into this red that's open to the left of the bunch? Yeah, you may be able to
And play it delicately for the black. Or
maybe clip off some of the reds and put them in position for the black.
trying to think. Christian had a tendency to play more screw shots, but it looks like as if he's rolls. No, he's not taking the bait.
Yeah, if he was up 2 frames to nil and a best of 5, maybe something might be a bit different, but
Yeah, there's some reds nicely set near the black spot. Again, like a practice routine, they just sort of, I think they all go to every pocket. So I'm sure either of these players would like to get a chance to get in there and in amongst the balls, and I don't think they're going to take too many chances.
yeah, we're getting into the phase of the tournament now where we see how much can a player punish the other opponent when they make a mistake.
Oh, he's got that cannon too, so
Definitely saw it a lot yesterday in the Adam Najati and Connor Morgan match. Both very skilled players, but Connor just seemed to leave Adam rather relatively easy shots to start, and he certainly found out that Adam's got great ability, and if you're going to leave him those easy openers, he's going to be punished severely. That's another shot that Christian should have made.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. You spent a lot of time practicing around there, but whether he was thinking about the reds that he was nudging, and that's what Took his eye off the pot.
Yeah, Jake, I think you'll find soon enough that you don't miss a shot in the commentary booth.
He's rolled on a bit far. I think he definitely played that to see the black. Yeah. Smart move leaving him this side of the table. Danger of heading something towards that pocket where the black's sitting. He's played that perfectly. Now left to Stephen in the same conundrum.
Just got to be mindful of the in-off. Clipping off this red.
Thin ones, it's so difficult to get the pace right. Well, the pace is right, but you just catch it slightly thick or thin.
Yeah, we'll have to see who falters first in this little lengthy safety exchange, as that black is covering top right corner pocket. It's a tricky game when you have 6 open pockets, but even more tough when only 5 are open.
Yeah, and I can see these reds gathering closer and closer towards it. If one of them could get a snooker, we might see. Oh,
Might just be the one faulty step.
that is. No, can he roll? Yeah, he should be able to roll through to.
Very interesting. It's awfully thin into the top left corner pocket. And oh, a little
Oh, is he?
foul there. That's the great thing we love about this game, the etiquette. Christian went down and just a fiber of his shirt caught red there, and that is a foul. Right at this stage of the game, we don't have referees on all tables. Slowly we're building for it. Obviously in the final tomorrow we will have a referee, and maybe hopefully a couple for the semifinals. But in the early stages of these tournaments in the amateur game, We can't field every table with referees, so we do appreciate the players being honorable and knowing when to call a foul, because nobody really wants to win by,
Yeah. I think it'd be quite enjoyable to do a bit of refereeing. Do you provide the gloves and
that's
the ball marker?
Well, we can get in touch with owner operator here, Mike Dominguez of Bays, or Ox. Bays was the first inclination of this great club. Yeah, maybe the conclusion of this match. We'll see what we can do. Do you have an interest in jumping on the Bays and being Joe Policeman?
I don't know. Maybe not today, but I'd certainly be up for it. I do have to get on the road this afternoon, so if I get too caught up, I'll never leave.
But that's great to hear. I think, as much as our game would be nowhere, obviously, without the players, but we do need to continue to make it grow. We need people behind the scenes, referees and scorekeepers and commentators, tournament directors. A lot of different wheels make the car run in this sport.
Yeah. Well, looks like it's in a good set of hands, though. I think that was not necessarily the one he was aiming for, but I don't think he'll mind too much. But we're back to wonder if that black is going to drop in. If someone could tuck in behind the blue there, that's nicely placed.
And less even a mid to long shot here. Always tricky when you go from one side of the table to the other.
Oh, well played. Andy's held.
There's that smack of the leather on the back of the pocket.
Yes. Think he'll run into the reds? Yeah, I thought there was a good case to be made for just trying to break them apart now they're bunched up. Oh. A fairly straightforward double. There is a gap, but he doesn't have to do anything with the white. He could just sort of hold for the black. Yeah, and he's left the other one nicely for the future, so good chance to build a lead.
Stephen has some nice cue action a la Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy was doing his tour, and I took it in Vancouver. A player was asking about just how to create so much action on the cue ball, and he was saying, well, it's when you're driving through, that's when you get it, but when you're pulling it back in your backswing, just pull it back incredibly slow, like so slow that it's painful to start, and that'll just teach you to bring it back slow and then drive it through. It seems to work for Stephen quite well, that technique.
Yeah, I was watching Karen Wilson in the Worlds. he seems to have an interesting. The way he brings the cue, it almost looks like a false start. Like he starts, stops, then goes through. I'm trying to think if it was on the backswing or when he's actually playing through the ball. I mean,
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, like it's a drive and then it's a going through. It's a stutter and then drive through. It's interesting because I remember seeing that with Liang Wenbo. Unfortunately, banned for life. It's some bad business, but he had the similar stroke like that, and also another local player from the Vancouver area, Wayne Chan. And I thought maybe it just might be the Asian style of just that stutter thing. But when I saw that with Kyron as well. So,
yeah,
hey, you can't mess with the world champion. If it works, it works.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's a bad habit or a tick or something, but it's not. It's clearly what he's doing, and it clearly works. Oh, that's well played. Should have a big enough target to get out of this at the first asking, but unless he wants to try for something more sophisticated. But all those reds bunched together, there's not. If he hits any of them gently, there's little chance of leaving. Big opportunity. Black and pink and blue really all out of commission.
I think just going back to our discussion on technique, as long as you're consistent, the same thing. If you're always doing that like stutter step, or you're always doing that long draw back, if you keep it consistent, and you're not making your mind think about, well, what am I doing? Am I stuttering? Am I bringing it back? So.
Yeah, the first time I saw a video of myself playing, I guess I was watching back a stream, and I realised I thought my backswing was a lot longer. Looking at it, I was only pulling the cue back about 2/3 or 3/4 of what I thought I was. So until then, I'd been sort of handicapping myself in a way, sort of on cue power. And now I'm just doing it on everything else.
It's true. It is interesting. We can only see what our eyes are seeing when we're on the shot, but it's nice that we have those cameras. You can kind of get that perspective and be like, whoa, I'm doing that? Jeez. Yeah. No wonder the pockets aren't going in.
Yeah, I had a message when I came off the streaming table yesterday from a snooker friend, David Brock, to let me know what my shoulders were doing, that they were moving too much, and take it easy a bit. You don't have to hit everything at 100 miles an hour. So I was able to watch that one back then. And
well, I think we had a little friendly match last night, and the way you hit one shot would have made Alex Higgins nervous. You were jumping around like no tomorrow, but hey.
Yeah, that was the...
It's a whole different game when you're just having a friendly with some mates, as opposed to being in the throes of a Seattle Snooker Open.
Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye out for when we see Christian pull out his right-handed tricks. That was a lovely long pot though, and again he could probably safely take on the double for either of these, because if he misses, it's not going to end up. Oh, beautiful.
see that so often in the amateur game. You know, you make a He-Man of a shot, and then you come back for a relatively easier shot, and it just rattles and doesn't find the bottom of the pocket.
Yeah. It's the worst feeling. You pot the long red and miss the black off the spot. I'm surprised to see him miss that. I wasn't sure if he was trying to hold the pink spot to or do something.
Yeah, it's a little messy on the right side of the table.
He's not left an easy path. But I suppose he should be able to miss the pink. I'm sure both players would love to be able to clatter into that bunch of reds and spread them out, but also have the next shot.
Yeah, they're fortunate they do have the pink available. You try a double on the black here.
I find it difficult to go past or to be hitting beyond it, sort of on that, clipping it that way around, but there's a case to be made for doubling the black. It'll at least become available again. That's very, very good. Following through. Okay, he's only oh, here we go, we got the right-handed. No.
And I think Christian is naturally a left-handed player, but when he plays with the rest, he plays right-handed.
Does he?
I think so. It's
I was talking to him about his right-handed playing, and he said he feels that because he's learned to play right-handed after he's been playing left-handed, he feels he's technically...
Oh, that's just a lap in concentration there. Talk about those early morning matches. Maybe that can do it. That's...
Yeah, that's two now as well, the shirt sleeve and... Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's doing his best to kind of shake it off, but I'm pretty sure he's fuming inside. It's an alright feeling if you feel like you played the best you can play and just lost to a better opponent. But when you beat yourself, that's when it really gets frustrating.
Yeah. It's difficult to shake off too. You go back, sit in your seat, and you say, okay, forget that shot ever happened, forget that frame ever happened. 0-0 again. But as soon as you miss the next shot or do something, or miss something easy, leave your opponent in, say, you don't say I'm doing that for the first time, you say it's happened again.
It's another thing that Sean Murphy was alluding to. He's like, you know what is paramount about these professional players, what they really excel in, is forgetting about the lost shot, the missed shot that they made. It's completely, okay, that was it, and now done, move on. The canvas is clear, let's start painting again.
It shows too that technically all of those tour players are able to play all the shots, knock in centuries, maximums, but it's that it's that mental side that separates so much of it, I think.
Well, this cue ball is okay. It's tight to the side cushion. Just got to be a little wary of the in-off.
It's an interesting time. It's fairly safe to take on any pot really at the moment. Any red. But
Yeah, just with 16 points in it, you've got a cluster of 4 reds
yeah,
on the right side.
Yeah, the danger is you leave your opponent with sort of 6 or 7 points, and then you get another go. Again, stuck on the cushion, and there's not really. As he powers it back round. Well, mind the black is waiting. You see what he was trying to do, trying to get behind the pink and back round, but well, that's really opened things up now.
Yeah, Christian needs a good long pot to get things going. Trailing by 24 in the second frame. He's trailing in the match as well, 1 frame to 0. It's a best of 5. This last 16.
But he has done that under pressure. Yeah, he's got it's not an easy cutback, but I don't know if that red makes the pocket wider from there. It probably doesn't.
True, and his cue ball is going to be running around the table. Actually did quite well to kind of control the cue ball a little bit, but unfortunately didn't make the black.
No, I think he was just thinking get the points and deal with the next shot, but when you're sort of 20 odd behind.
Sure, you got to have that feeling that you're at the table. Yeah, I've never seen a snooker player win a match while sitting in their chair. So.
That's true. Just from how the reds were, I was thinking he wouldn't naturally be on, and there wasn't a way to get on another one, so you can either go around the table to play a safety, or you can try and maybe give yourself a harder safety, but be firm on the pot. But unfortunately, he sort of ended up without either.
Great red there.
Beautiful, and we might see. That's a nice little kiss off the blue there. So he's got a decision to make now, whether because the next red's going to be, well, the one along the cushion, which be nigh on impossible to get to, I'd have thought. Or
What are you feeling? Blue or pink here? What's your
to roll up behind?
roll up, or are you going to take the pot? What do?
I guess he's ahead, so you probably take the pot and then leave yourself with a safety shot, because that puts him, yeah, 29 ahead. So really he can probably play this almost to leave it over the pocket or go in. I'm sure he won't, because he's a much better player than me. But yeah, that's quite good. He's taking away options for places to leave the cue ball here. And you'd have thought Christian's going to leave the red by the black. Won't want
Got lucky there. That cue ball had cannoned into the red. It could have been a little disastrous. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. This is a tough decision here, really, what to play. Almost be tempted to play it towards the middle pocket. You know, try and pot it in the middle because of where the white will end up. You can leave the white on that cushion and still be on the black. If you miss, safe white. Yeah. I don't think he's covered the other red, but nothing easy on offer.
No, Christian definitely making Stephen work for it. A little annoying is he has to contend with the pink.
You're right, Darren, the double was on. Possibly even could have left himself quite close to the black too.
Wow.
Oh.
Tremendous.
A lovely pot and a nice smack in the pocket as well.
Great angle on the blue. Come down. Maybe develop this red a little bit. Get it off that cushion some more.
Oh, he's got it. Beautiful. Okay, so we're at 35 and 35 now, so he wants to make sure this goes in. Yeah.
True. Gets another color, it will be a concession.
I believe he probably doesn't need the colour now. I think he's probably over the line. 36, 27 on. But he'd probably love to, after a scrappy one like that, if he can clear up some of these colours just to...
Yeah, just keep the opponent sitting there and stewing. Thinking about some of the mistakes maybe that creeped in. Stephen Wong taking a commanding 2 frames lead in this last 16 match. We're going to come up with frame 3 just after this, but some announcements to happen. The great World Women's Snooker US Open will be coming to Ox Billiards in August, running from the 9th to 11th. Always lots of great fun with many wonderful women players from around the globe descending on the Emerald City to play in that championship, so definitely tune in or come down, as admission is free. As well, admission is free this weekend if you wanted to check us out here at the Seattle Snooker Open. We're down at 1432 Broadway. It's in the Capitol Hill area of Seattle. Lots of great snooker action still ahead of us. This is the last of 16 matches. We'll also have another last of 16 after this match concludes, and then we'll get into the final 8, and that will close out our day today. And then tomorrow it's Championship Monday. We'll see who can be this year's Seattle Snooker Open champion, as Varun Junaje is not participating this year, and he was last year's champion, so there will be a new champ.
Interesting. And the previous winner was CC?
CCU, who is in the tournament. He's at the table right now, battling Steve Barry. I'm not sure exactly. I know one of the players is up 1 frame to 0 in it. It's just they don't have their names on the scoreboard, so I just can't see where that is. But we'll try and update you as we can there.
Yeah, so I was working it out by watching for when someone potted, to see who gets the points. I'll try and keep an eye out.
True, there's lots of action, lots of things to keep our eyes on, but we're glad that you're tuning in from wherever you are. Alfred, unfortunately, you're going to have to check with us about the other players' scores. We'll do our best to kind of update you as best we can. That's what we say. We need more people behind the scenes. If we could have someone just being there to update the scores and put them on a nice website or something like that that people can see, that would be a great addition.
There's a good break-off shot. It's a good opening reply here. It's got covered down the right side, I think. Well, we'll see if Stephen fancies taking this off. I suspect he'll play safe because... No?
Yeah, Jake, as a player, what's your mindset there? You're up 2-0. It's a best of 5. You got 1 more frame to win. You've got that long red. It really almost could be a big crushing blow to your opponent. But are you of the potting or maybe safe?
That's true. I think when you're up, you do want to sort of put your boot on the neck, so to speak, and you feel freer to take more chances. But that can backfire too, because if your opponent sees that's what you're doing, then they know they're going to get in on some balls, and they can just play patiently, wait for the chance to come. I wish I had more experience of being 2-0 up as well. That would probably.
Don't we all?
Yeah. I don't know if you asked me that on purpose, but. Or even 2-1 down.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was fortunate enough to play this year in the Media World Championship over in Sheffield while the World Championships are going on, and I kind of just had a mantra that, they're going to miss, I'm going to miss, so there are going to be chances for both players. It's just, what do I do when they miss? I need to get in, so.
How did you get on?
I did all right. Actually, I was the runner-up. I lost on the final black. I was up 61-46 on the great Sam Fletcher, who works with World Snooker Tour. And we battled away on the blue, but then Sam made a great blue, a beautiful pink with the rest, and was plum on the black. And funny, it's in the Winter Gardens, and if anyone knows the Winter Gardens in Sheffield, there's a lot of fans mulling about. And some guy actually walked right by the table as Sam was taking his final black. I thought Sam was going to get up, but recompose, but just took the shot, nailed the black, and unfortunately Sam was the back-to-back champion. But lots of good fun, lots of good people over there. But now I got to practice for next year.
Are you in Sheffield every year?
I have been for the last 3 years, so yes, I will be going over again. As much as it's come to a close only 2 months ago, I'm looking forward to getting back there next year. And it's definitely, as I tell the viewing audience, a great place to go if you love this great game of snooker. You're going to find lots of like-minded people. There's some people that I know that I just see once time a year. The great Michael Packman, author that lives in England. I only see him in Sheffield, but it's always good catching up, hear stories of the year. And you can get tickets. You might not get tickets for the final session, but I know people feel like, oh, I went online and they just all sold out so quickly. That does happen, but then they do release some tickets to the box office, so you can walk up and get some. And it's interesting, sometimes some people do buy a lot of tickets, but then say their favorite player, say Ronnie gets knocked out early, then they're like, well, I don't really want to go, so they'll resell their tickets. They'll put them back up for sale. So
At a modest increase, I'm sure. Yeah, I guess you have to buy the sessions blind, really, because it's not long before they finish the qualifiers. Is it even just a few days before they?
Few days, yeah. The qualifiers, I think.
They finish on a Friday or something, and it's.
I think they might actually even the tournament starts on the.
Oh, it starts on a Friday, does it?
Saturday morning. For the Worlds, and then I think the draw is done on Thursday. So I think Judgment Day might be Wednesday or Tuesday for qualifying. But it's the World Championships. You're gonna see some great, long, exciting matches. You might not see your favorite player, but they're still gonna be in for a treat. Those are good friends here at Ox. Mike Dominguez and Dave Daly went for the first time a couple of years ago. Their first match, they saw Neil Robertson make a 147.
Oh,
so
perfect. Yeah. I've had similar experiences with when I first moved to the States. So I went to a basketball game and it went to sort of overtime, and someone hit a 3-pointer in the dying set, or whatever, something.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the ice hockey, went to overtime, Seattle against Portland. Thought, this is brilliant. But I prefer to be at the snooker watching 147s.
But that's why we jump into sport, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm still amazed at some of the shots that we see and what can happen on a snooker table. So I remember the great American actor Michael Douglas, famed from such great movies as Falling Down and Basic Instinct. He said he wasn't really a movie buff because he kind of knows how these stories are going to end. He's like, I'm more of a sports guy because I just don't know what the result's going to be. And I guess if you knew the result, you'd probably be a bit thicker in the pocketbook. Had a few bucks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I just think of one of the Back to the Futures where they bet on Well, he takes the almanac back in time or something, doesn't he? He's in a spot of bother now, unfortunately. He'll have to pick a colour and hope he can make it. Yeah, so I met Stephen Barry on Friday night. Told me he plays at Legends in Portland. Yeah.
How is the Legends in Portland? I have not been down there.
Just the one snooker table.
Okay.
But it's... Yeah, I think I've played snooker there a couple of times. A lot of pool tables. It looks like a nice place for Q Sports. I was there with a friend, and they have one of those jukeboxes that you can put requests on from your phone.
Okay.
So for a joke, he put on Snooker Loopy, and all these pool players were sort of turning around. I don't think they knew it was us or what the song even was. I think they were just... So I think we got bombarded with heavy metal for the next hour, just to make sure it didn't happen again. He said he did tell me that sometimes he'll go on his phone just sort of randomly if he's on the weekends, and he'll just put it on in that. So if anyone hears Snooker Loopy playing in Legends and everyone denies it's them, it's probably him just messing with them from afar.
Yes, I believe in Beaverton area they are going to be having a tour stop that's just happened this year in the U.S. There's a 10-city USSA tour. It's nice to see. Hopefully we could maybe get something like that going up in Canada. There's definitely a lot of positives in the game over here.
Yeah.
I think one of the big things is if America does have a player on the pro circuit, Ahmad Ali, right now. I guess the tough part is with him down in the rankings, he might not get as much TV time.
Yes.
And that would really inspire youngsters to be like, hey, that's a guy from my country. I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you sort of need those players to just have a really good run.
Mm-hmm.
Get through to a quarter-final here or something, and then, like you said, get picked up by the TV table.
Like you were alluding to last night, that the Americans have beaten Pakistan in the Cricket World Cup. I was amazed when I heard that.
Yeah. Oh. Well. You won't mind that. Actually, I think he may have been playing it as a shot to nothing. It just made the distance. So I'm not sure what he's got. I can't quite see the angle if he's for the blue, but I imagine he's going to have to run to the left side of the table. So yep, playing the brown.
It's looking like a good opportunity here for Christian.
Yeah.
Darren, I'd love to come down for the Arizona Open. Definitely shoot me some details. have your people call my people. You know, we'll do lunch. I guess that's what they say, don't they? But no, that sounds like a lot of fun. I've not been in the rising sun state of Arizona. I hear you and Ramil are doing great work at that academy there. So definitely would like to support. So let's keep the phone lines empty and see where we can go.
Whereabouts in Arizona is the academy?
Hopefully, Darren, you can chime in for that. I believe it's in Phoenix or just outside of Phoenix.
I got a friend to visit who's in Scottsdale, so just think if it's any excuse really to tie two things together.
True, that's what Mr. David Brock did. That's how we got to
Chandler.
meet him at the Seattle Snooker Open. He was coming to visit his good friend Darren in Arizona. And he's like, there's like any snooker stuff going on, and sure enough, he found this great championship. He was here for the first one, and you know, we've all been friends ever since. We see him over in England. He pipes in on the stream from time to time. Hopefully we can see David again over here.
Yeah, broadcast. More broadcast really helps with the getting people interested. I think that's.
Looks like it's in Chandler, Arizona, if I'm reading that correct from Darren. But obviously you can go online and find anything. The Arizona Snooker Academy, be right there. I'm pretty sure they have a Facebook page as well.
Yeah. Do you know the history of snooker broadcast in the UK?
I know a little bit.
Yeah.
What are you alluding to? Do I need to start whispering like Mr. Ted Lowe?
Wow, I was just gonna to see if you knew who was responsible for getting it on, getting it onto the BBC.
Getting it onto the BBC. Now that might be actually David Attenborough.
It was, yeah.
Many people know that. They think of him more of as a nature guy, but there are some wild beasts that can be on a snooker table from time to time.
Yep. And I guess he was Director General at the time.
Yeah, because that was just when color television sets were coming into existence, and what better to show off all the colors than the great game of snooker, so.
Yeah. Without that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we'd be, and also pot black was a great idea. You almost feel like that could be kind of
resurrected.
Thank you. It's early for me too.
Yeah.
Players miss shots, I might miss words. But if you could have something like that in North America, I think that could generate some good interest.
Yeah. Yeah, pot black and big break.
Yes, the great Ted Lowe. They called him whispering because he had to have that whispering voice, because when he started, he was actually in the room with the players. As we are kind of in the room as well here, but we do have some protection of a wall and a plexiglass screen to protect our voices. But Ted would be in the back of the room and just trying to be very quiet, not to disturb any of the players. And hence, Whispering Ted Lowe was born. But I think Jack Carnham probably had the best bit of commentary when he wished my fellow Canadian Cliff Thorburn good luck when he nailed that maximum in '83.
Yeah. The first televised? Is that right?
First televised front to back. Now they did, Steve Davis is supposedly credited to the first televised 147, but when the break was happening, the camera crew had to take their union break, so they stopped filming for a period of time, and then they came back to finish the maximum. So
I know everyone talks about Ronnie's fastest 147, but I wonder who holds the record for the slowest.
That's a good one for the chat room. If anyone out there wants to take a stab at it, hey, don't go on the internet just yet. Maybe if there's any ideas.
Yeah, be curious to know. It's Hebden.
To say I did, you can find all these great 147s on YouTube, and I think there was one that Mark Williams had at the Crucible Theater at the World Championship that you just cannot believe, like the shots that he made. It wasn't like the traditional, just right around the black. He was up and down using all angles of the table.
Yeah. Yeah, there's never an easy one, but I'll look that one up now you've mentioned it.
Just when Christian was kind of finding a bit of form.
Yeah.
He's broken down on that pink, but has a 25-20 lead in this third frame that he definitely needs to win to continue his chance to being champion.
Yeah, and you don't need big breaks to get over the line. You just need to take, in particular, the colours.
What's this? Oh my goodness. I thought Stephen was going to be in a world of trouble. Christian wasn't going to be punished for that mistake on the pink.
He was getting out of his chair, wasn't he?
He pretty much so. He was chalking and ready to go, and
well, he might. Sometimes that happens. Christian's missed that pink. Now Stephen's missed it. It actually makes you feel better that you're sort of, from Christian's perspective now, he might be able to put the one he missed behind him.
yeah, there's no worse feeling when you make a miss and then your opponent comes to the table and has a visit for at least 10 minutes potting in some balls. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, just pop the black, take the points. There's no easy red on. Drop it in, play it. He was almost certainly gonna have to play a safety shot next. So he will be back to kicking himself, I'm afraid, but still ahead. Oh, this gets him behind the green. That's a fantastic shot. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Wow.
yeah, even just wipes his brow with appreciation.
Fraught with danger, this escape. Pink and black in amongst the reds. Probably try and flick the one that's nearest the middle of the table.
It's looking going towards that pink.
Yep. I'm assuming he was aiming for the two on the cushion. So, small adjustment. Oh no. Ooh.
Just missed the black.
Just this will be the last attempt. Interesting to see if he... I suppose he'll probably play for the same shot. This... Sorry.
Nope, that's all right.
I was going to say, this looks like, you know, they're as close together, but he's a right-hander. He's going to have to use a rest. He's probably going to have to get the longest rest out, or the longest cue out, unless he can reach over this, but the angle he's going to have to hit it. It's going to be... Oh, maybe... Okay, he can reach better than I thought. Apologies.
No.
It looked like it was quite a straight down the table kind of position, but from that camera angle it doesn't seem so.
They do have the best angle, these players at the table.
Yeah,
As you probably can allude to, being a player in the tournament.
Yes. Yeah, from this camera angle, I thought, oh, he's going to have to hit it sort of almost from the yellow pocket or something, or beyond. Sorry, the yellow spot, not the yellow pocket.
Ouch.
Yeah. A chance to really finish off this match there if that went in. Pink, red waiting, black waiting.
Yeah. Christian's got to seize this opportunity. Not get ahead of himself too much, take it one step at a time, but know that that red rattling and not dropping into the pocket has given him a chance.
Yeah, needs to take these colours. Yeah, just prioritise the points at the moment.
Well, I can tell you that Connor Morgan and Clay Bellevore, they're tied 1-1. Just looking for an update here. In the Steve Barry CCU match, somebody is up to nothing, but we'll hopefully find that soon.
CCU. I think this Steve Barry's just potted a red and it's been added to his score. Gonna see right-handed Christian.
And then Prathamish Sawant is playing Dave Daly in our other match, but unfortunately from our broadcast booth, their scoreboard is obstructed. So we'll do our best update, but yeah, we're going to be here all weekend long. This is moving day. After today, we'll find out who is in the final four. So if you are in the Seattle area, admission is free at Ox Billiards, located at 1432 Broadway in the Capitol Hill District.
It's well played. I think he's covered both there. Can you see from where you are if you can get past the blue? Oh, maybe you can.
I think there is that angle by there, yeah. I think you can hit onto the left side. One thing I must admit is it looks like this red is glued to the cushion, so that makes that pot just a little bit easier.
It's the pockets don't like accepting them with too much, well, with any pace really. Down the has to be precise to get down the cushions with too much on it.
So Jake, when you're obviously, those shots that you have, your object ball is glued tight to the cushion. The philosophy obviously is have cue ball hit the cushion and the object ball at the exact same time, and that will force it to run along the cushion. Is that how you play it, or do you maybe put a little bit of side?
I play it with is it running side then, I guess. I think the theory is it imparts the opposite spin to the object ball, which kind of keeps it tracking that. And I think it as well. It just I don't know. I've always played it that way, so I think it's just maybe a comfort thing too of knowing where you're, because if it throws, let's say it was that one, if you play it with right hand side and it throws slightly to the left, it's gonna peel back that way and almost come into the ball straighter, as if it did hit the cushion slightly before or something. It feels like it's, and this is all in my mind, but anything in the mind helps, right?
No, excellent description there. It is, putting that side to give it more of a straight feel. He's going to put him back. He will put him back there.
Yeah, I wonder. I think if he leaves him a straightforward red, he'll definitely take it, because he can. Being ahead, getting these reds off the table. Will be the priority. Okay, I've been corrected by Darren, so that's been not being transferred onto an object ball.
Nice shot there by Christian. It's too bad it was on the third attempt and not the first. So 13 points in this third frame, a 46-33 lead for Stephen Wong. Well, 43 points on the table, so still anyone's frame up for grabs. Definitely the frame Christian needs to continue his campaign to be the Seattle Snooker Open champion. And this is the first time Stephen has been in this championship. And he's won a championship here before, won the U.S. Nationals in 2022. So wouldn't mind adding a Seattle Snooker Open champion to his trophy case down there at Embassy Billiards.
Both players just gonna keep waiting for that opening again.
Looks like he's okay by our angle there.
You might need a little swerve on there. Or just sort of a bit of backhand side spin just to help it. Unless he has the angle. Maybe you can see the potting angle. And here is an opportunity to drop it in, finish on the pink. Maybe. Yeah, if you get nice and close to this red, good chance to lay a devious snooker or.
Have a bit of an angle with some top. You might be able to cannon into that red, taking this pink into the top left corner.
Yeah.
I think Stephen thought that was in too.
I'll be glad it's covering at least, but that's definitely wanted the points there. 12 in it. So Christian needs this red for himself. You'd have thought whoever gets that red has an easy 6 points to follow it.
Well, maybe for these players' caliber, I don't know if I could be making that pink.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'd end up leaving it covered by something else.
True. Or rattling that pink in the jaws.
I think Stephen played for to try and double the red there. Cover it back at the table. That's well judged. Is it just enough? Oh, it's got enough. Well played. I think. Oh no, it's not. No. I think he's got to take this on.
Thanks for the kind words, Darren. Giving us a shout out in the commentating booth. It's David Burney.
Yeah.
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, thanks, Darren.
And yeah, definitely let's. Ooh, that's unfortunate for Christian. Let's talk about that Arizona Open. But we've got a lot of business to be done here at the Seattle Open first.
You know that the cue ball going in might have been preferable to hitting the jaw and coming back towards that red.
And Stephen just waiting for Prathamish Sawant, as you can see on the top of your screen there. There's good spacing in here in Ox, but there's always those few instances where the etiquette comes in and they just have to wait for opposing table to play on.
Yeah, that is nice here. It is really well spaced. Well played, but he has covered the pink, but I guess he played it as a shot to nothing. And
it's not looking good here for Christian. Trailing by 22 points and 27 are on the table.
so green is the ball to leave. Probably leave snookers. What would we say here, man? 24. So yeah, that might be frame ball. Match ball even. But
Christian possibly could do something dangerous here. The idea was there, just execution didn't come through.
Yeah.
Does look like he's covered him.
Yeah. So it's going to be off there.
But being so close to the pocket, he might be able to pocket this if he does make contact.
Yeah, may as well play it with enough pace to either go in or go away from the pocket. Line looks good. Oh. That's unlucky.
So we are in the snooker's required stage, so that will not be going back, and I don't think Stephen would be putting him back anyway.
Well, he couldn't put it back because it wasn't a miss, because he hit the ball.
Correct.
But it's one of my favourite quirks of the game is sort of at least I hit it before I fouled.
It's true. So Stephen Wong with the whitewash victory over Christian Youngers, taking this match 3-0. Looking strong for last year's runner-up in the U.S. Nationals. Has had some good fortune here in the Pacific Northwest at Ox Billiards. Won the U.S. Nationals in 2022. Jake Lloyd, it's been fantastic having you in the booth. Really appreciate your insight and humor and what you bring to the booth. It's great work.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me in, letting me have a go at this. It's been really fun.
Great. Well, safe travels back to Portland, but definitely tune us in. And yeah, it's good catching up to you. It's been a couple of years since you were here at the first tournament, so hopefully we can see you again here next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to make it sort of an annual pilgrimage to come around and hopefully visit some of the other great clubs around the country and around Canada.
Yep, we're just a short little drive up the road in Canada, and I can definitely let you know where all the good clubs up there, and you can meet a slew of wonderful snooker people up there.
Yeah.
So we're going to step aside, everybody. We'll probably be back here at about 1 p.m. Pacific time for our next match. We'll be featuring Andrew McCluskey against Angus Liu. So stand by for that. We'll be coming back at 1 p.m. Thanks for tuning in. You can find us on Ox Billiards Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV page. It's the Seattle Snooker Open live from Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington. It's David Burney saying we'll see you shortly, guys. Take care.